folder. Okay, in the target folder. Now this is your jar. Now you run the jar now. Java -jar. Run this jar. Okay, so you got the output count file. That means it is running app.java, right? So it is starting main.java. So it is executing this code, and you got this count actually. So this count as 5. So this count as 5. So that means this jar is running the app.java. Okay. So for that, what you have to do? You have to add Maven jar plugin. Okay. So Maven packages all the classes into the jar file. So in pom.xml, add the below entry. So Maven uses Maven jar plugin to package to jar file. So add the below entry. Okay. Now you have to. So just I'm putting proper format so that it will be understandable for you. So add the below entry. Okay. So to run the jar, see jar will be generated. So mvn package command will compile the Java files. Next, execute the test code and packages jar file. Okay, we can just say like this: execute test code is done by Stuart plugin. So Maven package command will compile the Java files and packages to Java file, because execute test code is done by this Surefire plugin. Okay, so compile the Java files and package to jar file. So jar file will be generated in target folder. Okay, now from target folder, if we run Java-jar, whatever the name of the jar. Okay, so this will start executing the class with the main method. So which is your class? Where you will tell that? So we will define this class in this manifest main class, in the main class like this. In the main class, we'll define this class in main class. So example, main class in the manifest section, okay, of Maven jar plugin configuration. Okay, so this is what we do. You don't understood till now? Just 1 minute, I'm getting one message. Okay. Everyone understood till this part? Everyone clear? Very good that, yeah. So many of the people understood. Okay. So everyone clear, right?
Recording in progress.
Maven jar plugin, right? And where, just see these notes once, where this jar is generated. Where this jar is generated in target folder, right? Right? Fine. See, whenever, if you see one thing, one interesting thing, whenever I say Maven package, just see. See what it is doing. It is compiling, it is running the test, and it is packaging. See, basically, if you see here, okay, validate is fine. Validate will just check whether pom.xml is valid or not. Yesterday I shown them. You should have proper structure of pom.xml. If you don't have proper structure of pom.xml, it will give error. Fine. And yesterday I showed you compile. What is compile? It compiles all the Java files into class files, right? And the test is it will run all the test code. And what package is doing? Package, if you see package, first it is compiling. It is running the test code, and then it is building jar file. Okay, that means if you say some Java files, it will compile the Java files, it will run the unit test code, and it is packaging the jar. That means this package is doing all these above steps. So it is doing compile, it is doing testing, and it is also doing packaging. It is also building the jars. Okay. So that is what here. So if I say here, Maven package, Maven package, all the class files into jar file. Okay, packages the compile code into jar file. So what Maven package does is, So first compiles the Java files. Next run the unit test code. Okay, with the help of Surefire plugin. Okay. Next packages all the class files into jar file. So that's what you are seeing here. Okay, that's what Maven package command is doing all these three files. Okay. Now, okay. So integration test and verify. See, integration test is nothing but actually Maven executes. See, you don't need, there is no demonstration for this, just theoretical part for this. Okay. Maven executes end-to-end testing. Not only unit testing. Unit testing is only for just that particular piece of the code. But integration testing is an end-to-end testing. Okay. Okay. So you don't, there is no demonstration for this because that is not there in your syllabus. Similarly, verify checks whether the created package or created jar is valid or not. Okay, this is also not good. So you just know this, just to know theoretically, that's all. But this is very important. Install. So once you have this jar, package, what it does, package will package the jar. Next, install, what install will do is install the artifact, whatever the jar that you got into local repository. Okay, now you see. So for that, what I do is mvn install. See what Maven install it will do is, so mvn install. So first step, compiles the Java code into class files. Next, run unit test code. Next, so run unit test code. Next, packages to jar file. Next, install the artifact. Artifact is this project, whatever it has packaged to jar file. Okay, jar file into your local repository. Where is your local repository? I told you, right? It will be in your C drive, wherever you install users. Okay, your whatever your profile is there, user ID .m2/repository. So here it will install. This is your local Maven repository. So that means your Maven install, your package is doing the compile work and test work. Let me do like this. So your package, okay, this is doing all the three works. So package does above all three works. Package does all the above three works. And plus packaging the class files to jar file. Okay. Next, install does all these above works. Install does all the above works, plus installs the artifact. Artifact is your project or the jar file. Artifact to the local repo. to local repo. Now we can see that whether this got installed or not. Okay, I have already installed, right? I have installed. It should be there in your local repo. See, it has been copied. You see, C users. See, it has been copied. You see. Let me copy this. See, it has been copied to C users .m2 repository. See, it has been copied. Installing means it is copied. See, so it is copied. If I go here, if I go here, you see, the jar is available here. See, this is in your local repository. Okay, so that is what. Now the last one, see, integration test is nothing but I don't have a library, but you can explore this. See, this test is unit testing. Unit testing. Okay, unit testing means using JUnit or Mockito. What is unit testing? Unit testing is testing the particular method, particular business method. Integration testing means like end-to-end test of the application. Suppose you are okay, testing the complete application. Okay, when I say application, it is a combination of multiple class files, multiple Java files. Okay, so it is not related to a method or anything. As a whole, it will test that application. See, for this, you can have libraries like rest assured. There are some end-to-end test libraries like rest assured. Okay, so where you can integrate that with Maven and you can test this library. Just like how you are testing JUnit or Mockito, you can run. But this is not there in your syllabus, so that's why I'm not explaining this. Okay, that is what integration test. Similarly, verify just it will verify whether the artifact is verifies whether the artifact is nothing but after package you'll get that, right? That jar file. Artifact it is valid or corrupted or something, it will tell. So install will do all the above work. It will do all the above work and plus installs the artifact in local repository. Package means it will do all these three steps plus packaging the class files to jar file. Now, last one is a deploy. What is a deploy? See, deploy also demonstration is not there, but I'll tell you theoretically. Now you have built your artifact. Okay, you have built your project, and you want others also to use your project. Okay, so you want others also to use your project. So now you have built your artifact, which is your jar file. Okay, artifact, which is your jar file. Now you want others also to use this jar file. So for that, what you do is, if you install, it will copy only in your local repo. But if you use deploy, this jar, you can copy somewhere in some repositories, some central repositories. So which is called artifact repository. Okay, so this artifact repository, now any project, any other projects can connect to this artifact repository and can get this jar and use there in their projects. So for example, your artifact repository, there are some famous artifact repositories like third-party repositories like JFrog, Nexus. Okay, so these are some third-party repositories. Okay, so your Maven deploy, what it does is so while deploying, you have to give that particular address. Okay, it deploys the artifact to some artifact repositories, to third-party artifact repositories. Okay, so that so that other project teams can use your artifact. Can use your artifact. So examples of artifact repositories are JFrog is third party. Examples of third party repositories, JFrog, okay, Nexus, etc. Okay, so basically, yeah, that's all. So mainly from your end, you should understand package, compile, test, install. I mean the demonstrations. Okay, suppose sometimes what will happen is, suppose if you don't write test code, it will execute only the source code. I mean, it will compile only the source code and package. Sometimes you want to skip the test code. Okay, sometimes you want to skip the test code. For that, what you do is, so for that you have to use. So suppose you want to skip the test code. So while installing, you can do this. So mvn install -d skip tests equal to true. Now, when you say this is a command line argument, and if you want to skip the test, so when you say like this, you know, it will not execute. See, when you say, see, if you don't give this, what will happen? Install will execute all these steps. Suppose I don't want to execute the test, I want to skip this test code. Okay, sometimes my unit testing code will cause some issues. So I want to skip the test code while running this install command. You have to give this command -d skip test equal to true. So if I enter here, now you see, it is telling tests are skipped. Okay, it is telling that tests are skipped. So you have to give like this. So when I say like this, so this will skip the test code execution. So -d skip test equal to true. This will skip the test code execution. So what deploy does? So deploys the artifact to central to some third party central repositories, or we can say artifact repositories. Okay, deploys the artifact to third party artifact repositories, like example JFrog, Nexus. Okay, so that other project teams can use your artifact by downloading from these repositories. Okay, you just understand, that's all. Okay, because currently we don't have demo for this. All right, so this is what the Maven. Everyone understood these phases. Everyone understood these phases. Whatever I told. Now we'll see. This is your default phase. This is your default phase, and in this default phase, yeah, thank you. You understood, yeah. Yeah, so this is your default phase. See, that's why I'll go a bit slow. Okay, I'll go a bit slow because everyone should understand. Okay, this is your default phase. In this, default stage. In default stage, these are your phases. Now there is one more stage called clean. Okay, what clean is to do is clean. What clean does is, So what clean does is clean. This is used to remove old files. Okay, old artifacts. Now you see. Just I want to delete the old one. Okay, I want to freshly create a new one. So for that, what I do is, see if I now have this CD target. Now this is the jar I have. Okay, now let me now say mvn clean. Okay, for that the command is mvn clean. So the command is mvn clean. So when I say mvn clean, now you see it is deleting this target folder itself. It is deleting. So if I see target folder, see there is no target folder. It has deleted the complete target folder. Okay. So when I say mvn clean, this will remove the target folder. Now when I say mvn install, now target folder gets generated. Now it will target everything. So when I say target, when I say mvn install, it will execute all the above steps. All the above steps. Now let me see. Now target folder. Now see target folder got generated. So cd target. Okay, now I see. Now I got a new jar. Okay. So the best way is always, that's why we do always mvn clean install. Something like this. So when I say mvn clean install, okay. When I say mvn clean install, so what this command will do is, first this will delete the old target, the existing target folder. Okay, and run the install to create new target folder, new jar target folder, where inside this folder new jar is created. Where inside this folder new jar is created. Okay, and then copies this, okay, jar to the local repository. That's what this mvn clean install does. That's why every time in real time we do mvn clean install. Why means say first you have done one change. Okay, one target folder in that one jar has been there. Now you added some new code to that. Again, you have to take the build and you have to do the package of that. So instead of having separate clean and install, if you combine these two at one time, so first it will delete the existing target folder. That means it will delete the existing jar. Okay, so that once it runs install, it will create a new target folder, a new jar is created, and then copies this jar to local repository. Okay, so when I say mvn clean install, okay, everyone understood? So this is what clean. Next, the next stage is site. What is site? Okay. See, generally, site is used to generate documentation. Site is used to generate project documentation. See, now you have a project actually. Okay, you have a Maven project. So for that, say you want to give this project to some other team. See, you cannot directly give the code. If anyone sees the code, some people will understand the code, some people will not understand the Java, the code. First, you have to give the documentation. What is this project? Okay, what are the methods in this project? So you have to create a documentation of that. What is the input to this method? What is the output to this method? So that is your project documentation. Okay. So if you use a plugin called site, okay, if you use a plugin called site, so basically, if you use a plugin, so site is used to generate project documentation. So for that, what you will do is site will use okay, Maven site plugin to generate project documentation. Okay. So that now what we'll do is, now in my form.xml, I give this one. Okay. Plugin. Okay. Then I'll just say, I copy this group ID. So here I'll say, instead of jar, I'll say site plugin. And version I'll give 3.8.2. Okay. Then I will I'll just take this plugin. I'll also add one more plugin, which is called report plugin. So once site plugin generates a documentation, we want the document to be viewed in a report actually. Okay. So for that, I'll add one more plugin. So that is called project info plugin, and version is 3.0.0. That's all. So let me format it. Format means you'll get a proper indentation. So you have site plugin and so site will generate a project documentation, and project info plugin will give the reporting. So now what we have to do is, once we add this plugin, now just say, so once we add this plugin, just type mvn site :run. Okay, mvn site :run. You just add this. So just enter this. Now it will generate a project documentation. Okay, what is giving? A required class was missing while executing. Okay. So somewhere it is issuing some error. Okay, just 1 minute. I already added this site plugin. 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I added this. Somewhere, see, we have to be very careful. If you don't use proper versions or something, there are some chances of doing this. 1 minute. I'm seeing in my old files. 1 minute. Okay. Let me copy this. Okay. Project info reports plugin. Earlier, how it was? Okay. Yeah, I think reports should be missing. See, earlier it was like this project info hyphen plugin. Actually, it should be like this. Reports plugin. Okay. This is missing. This reports is missing. Now let me now type again. Mvn site colon run. Now you see it is generating. Now it will launch a Tomcat server inbuilt actually. Okay, it will launch a Tomcat server. Now what you can do is you can access this using this port localhost 88. Localhost 8080. Localhost 8080. Now you see, you got a documentation. You see, you got a Maven project. See, what is the project name? JUnit demo 2, right? Our project is JUnit demo 2, right? We are running on this project only. JUnit demo 2. So this is our project name. See, we got a documentation. So about JUnit demo 2. So what are the various dependencies? Okay, these are the various dependencies. Okay, so if you see, these are the different jars it is using. How we got these jars? From pom.xml, right? When we added these dependencies in the pom.xml, okay, this JUnit Jupyter jar. So this JUnit Jupyter dependency, one dependency is resolves to multiple jars, right? So if you add this dependency, how many jars you get? These are the different jars. So these are the different jars you get. So those jars are listed here. So I can see in a graph like this. Okay, and you see, so this is the dependency that we added. See, in pom.xml, this is the dependency we added. So this is the dependency we added. Now, if you see, this is a kind of a tree structure. Now, under this dependency, these are the different jars. This is one jar. Under this jar, there is one more jar. Under this jar, these are the three jars. Similarly, under this jar, this is the jar. Similarly, under this jar, this is the jar. Under this jar, this is the jar. You see. See, I added in my pom.xml this dependency, your Maven dependency. Okay. So when I added, see, JUnit demo 2, this is the one I added. I mean, this is your artifact ID. This is your artifact ID. Okay, your this one. This is your artifact ID. I mean, when it packages, you will get this jar. Okay. Under this dependency, you have these jar. Under this jar, you have these three jars. You can see a tree structure like this. Just see. So this is your main jar, your main project, JUnit demo 2. So your main jar contains these dependencies. Okay. And you can see what is the size of all the jars. And then you can just see information. Okay, this is your dependency. This is your JUnit demo 2. That means if someone wants to use your project, they should add this dependency in their project. You have built an artifact with JUnit demo 2. If someone wants to use in their project, they have to add the dependency like this. So that JUnit demo 2 is your artifact, it will download into their project. Okay. Similarly, okay. You're on clear, right? So this will generate a site document. So with this, we completed this part. Okay, now only one last topic is pending, which is called multi-module Maven. So I'll be explaining that on Monday. With that, we'll complete Maven. From Tuesday onwards, I'll tell you SLF4J. So only one last topic is pending. So tomorrow there is no class. Day after tomorrow there is no class. Monday onwards. So here what I'll do is, site will use Maven site plugin to generate documentation. Now add these two plugins. Plugins in form.xml. Okay. Next is, once you add these two plugins, then type Maven site :run. So this will create documentation and also launch inbuilt Tomcat server, where you can access the project documentation in the URL with the URL. It is like this. That's all. First 12 days video, you have to check with admin only. Or I'll ask the admin and I'll get to you. Okay, so 17th also I'll ask the recorded video. And I'll upload today only. Okay, Monday only there is class. Okay, Monday only there is session. From Monday onwards. From next month onwards, I'll try to take even Saturdays also. Okay, Saturday evening, I'll try to take. And then, yeah, that's all. So I'll share these notes to everyone. Okay. All right then. So Monday, there is one last topic left in Maven. After completing that, then from Tuesday onwards, we'll see the next class, that is SLF4J. All right then. Thank you all.